my channel would grow a lot faster if I did some big ridiculous intro like a lot of other people do to their videos. I just don't have that in me to be over the top theatrical with my opening greeting, but I appreciate you guys watching. Little by little, I've been chipping away at this car, getting stuff done. I've purchased some things, I've worked on it. Just paint correction has been insane for me on this car. I did the hood, and like I said, I did the tops of the fenders. This video is gonna be probably a little repetitive with some of the stuff I mentioned, but 2.5 hours to do that. And the orbital broke, and now I have a different one. So I'm going to go ahead and redo the hood anyway, and try and redo some of the spots that I went over that I couldn't quite get out with the new one. And I have actually used different types of pads before, but I've never used a foam pad, and I am already a huge fan of the foam pad. I think it's great so far. I think I'm gonna probably be a lifelong fan of the foam pad. It just seemed to cut through stuff so much faster. I have been doing stuff over throughout the car, all throughout. You might be able to notice some of the little changes here and there, and I'm gonna go over what all I have done. So this is going to be over the course of several days, and I just don't have time to nail everything I want to put in this video in one shot. Let me get a video of the side here. This is about 4 hours into the paint correction. I've already done the top of the hood and the top of the fenders, and I just did the passenger door. This is just polish here. I'm not finished cleaning it off yet, but even the door handle had a ton of stuff on it, and it came out really clean. And the striping too came out really good. I actually ended up just polishing the striping, but I'll give you an idea of what I'm dealing with this car, because I don't think it's ever had a paint correction or anything. But if you look right here, you'll see this like deep haze. This is the only spot that's this bad on the car, but there are so many fine swirls and scratches, and it's hard to tell on the camera, but you can see this haziness here. It's just not polished out very well, so this is taking me some time. My orbital buffer broke, and I went and bought this with a foam pad today and some polishing pads, and so far this is way faster using that, so I'm happy with it. But this just kind of gives you an idea. Hopefully the rest of the car comes out as good as this door did. And I haven't even waxed it yet, so it's just polished, and then I gotta seal it. So progress, little by little. Alright, so it came out really well. I still have this here. It just seems to want to stick. But maybe when I polish it, it'll come out. To give you an idea of what I'm dealing with here, look at the condition of that paint. It's just pathetic. So take a good look at it now, because by the time I get done, it should look like a brand new car. And I know the camera doesn't pick up everything, but it should give you an idea. This part of the door looks like that too. Now it's like glass. A little dust on it, but it's like brand new again. We're just gonna keep chipping away. All right, here's the paint I was showing you a minute ago. That dullness is pretty much gone, just on this edge here, all the way down. So I'm gonna start on this pillar. If you look in the pillar, you can see that haziness, and it gets worse as it goes up. You can just see the discoloration. And what little bit I haven't been able to get out, I'm hoping to get out with polishing. All right, so it's another day out here just chipping away at the paint, and I've gotten this area all done. The A pillar all the way back, it's pretty much done. Quarter panel, all this. That area here, that blemish that I had there is just completely gone after polish, so I'm definitely happy about that. If you look here, you'll see it's real dull. And I had like some acid rain spots there. And those acid rain spots, yeah, you can see here, those acid rain spots were just not coming out at all. If you get further down, you'll see there's a whole lot of swirls, scratches. I've kind of buffed up to here. But with buffing, I didn't get that acid rain out. So I decided to do a little wet sanding. Something I'm not crazy about doing, but we'll see how the trunk lid comes out after I polish it. Here's a good shot of it. This is the driver's side. It's just that area there. So we'll wet sand and polish, buff, see what we can come up with. One thing I'd highly recommend too is putting some tape around these edges here, and just so you don't catch it with your polisher. I'm pretty careful. I didn't do it. I'm not real worried about it. So just a tip for those of you who are starting off with this. You don't want your polisher to catch those edges because it could chip it off. But all right, came out really good. It's not perfect. There's still some scratches you can see up in that area. Some of that's just polish that I need to wipe off too, but it actually came out pretty decent. I never did wet sand this. That's gonna be something I'd probably tackle at a different time. When I wet sanded that over there, I ended up spending a hell of a lot of time trying to get it cleaned back out. So I think I'm gonna start on the roof now, start tackling it. And then, like I said, I think previously, you know, I already did the hood and the top of the fenders, but I'm gonna go ahead and redo it since I got this other DA, and it seems to be getting out a little bit more than my previous orbital. So I'll probably do that again and go from there. Before and after here. This roof, just wiping it with a towel, it felt absolutely horrible. There's just so many high spots, crap in it. Let's see if I can get the right angle. All right, that should be a little bit better now in the 4K. Yeah, unbelievable. I've never owned a car that had that much swirls, and just like here, you can see it in the light here. God, that's terrible. There's a couple little spots I'm just not gonna be able to get out. Let me adjust this camera. Like here, for example. I can't do anything with that. That's like an actual chip. There's like some bird crap right here. You can kind of see it in the camera a little bit, but yeah, so there's a good spot right there. We'll see what we can do with that. This gives you a little idea more of what I'm dealing with. So we'll see what we can come up with. I went ahead and just completely cleaned the roof with just quick detailer to get any dust and dirt off of it. I know the rag that I was using looked dirty. It's not. I wash them. I have a special detergent for microfiber towels, so it is clean. It's just stained from old stuff, but not that I don't think I'm going to do any damage to it already. So we'll see what we can come up with. So it's a new day, just stepping out here to get 20-30 minutes worth of stuff done. And I popped the trunk. I'm gonna have to do some serious cleaning to this mat. And I noticed down in this channel here, all this garbage. And yeah. Nobody's ever cleaned back here, I guess. So this job just got a little bit longer. Actually got a lot longer because that's gonna take some time to get all that crap out. It's like a mixture of like tree sap and I don't even know. That stuff's hard. Like I can scratch at it and it doesn't even peel it hardly. So exciting. We're gonna start knocking some of that out tonight. I'm gonna leave the paint correction for tomorrow. Get back on that, but we'll see what I can come up with this. I'm actually surprised. Just sprayed some quick detailer down in there, let it soak for a minute. Started hitting it with this rag that was clean when I started. And it's coming out, so maybe it won't be as bad as I thought. I'm gonna have to pull these taillights to get in there, but that'll be all right. All right, I got what I could with the detail brush. There's still a couple little spots that are gonna be hard to get to. Look at that mess. Unbelievable. How do you look at your chunk? I can understand this is just like your beater, but how do you look at your chunk and see that and still not want to clean it off? So I can't get in there with the brush. It's too thick to get in there. So I'm going to actually take the small end, put it on here, and then get down in that corner and see what I can get out of there. And there is the end result. That's everything out of that trunk jam. This little discoloration here is actually just how it is. There's no cleaning that out. Trunk jam looks good. I don't know what that is. But anyway, came out really nice. Not bad. I thought it was going to be a lot more work than that. So I'm good with that. I'll probably still pull these taillights, see what's behind them, but for now, that's a little bit of progress. All right, it is a new day back out here in the garage trying to mess with stuff. Last night we did the trunk jam, got it all cleaned up. And today's main focus is probably going to be maybe getting some of these letters off. The majority of the glue is off. There's still a little left, like you can see here. Still a little bit in there. Made a pretty damn big mess spraying it down, picking all that stuff off. This stuff gets tedious. This isn't the first time I've ever done this kind of stuff, so it takes time and you want to be gentle. Some of the stuff was real hard to move, so I basically would spray it down and I would use the round edge to kind of pull down some of that so I could get started on peeling it. And it really doesn't hurt the paint or anything, so You just got to be careful. Take your time so you don't scratch it. What should I do with these amazing Mustang letters? Oh, I know. So I did get new floor mats, and they're not going to be in the video more than this because I'm going to have to send them back. I got them from CJ Pony Parts. I actually didn't know that the stitching was gold. I think that does not look good anyway. But if you look, thread, 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 you know, crap in the carpet, this, more loose threads, and then there's that. That's your little hook on the carpet to keep your floor mat there, which I probably wouldn't use it anyway, but that's the condition it came in. So these mats are going back. I'm gonna order different ones from another company. I kind of thought CJ Pony sold a little bit higher quality stuff, but I will say, although they're not what I expected, so far their customer service has been responding to me pretty quickly. So I'll let you know the outcome of that one. What's up, everybody? It's another new day. I'm out here chipping away at the car again, trying to get it done. I was hoping to drive it this weekend, but that's just not gonna happen. I'm not finished with it. I still have a bunch of more stuff I want to do to it. So unfortunately, it's just gonna have to wait maybe till next weekend when I get a time to finally hop in and drive. I only drove it once since I bought it. So I've been chipping away, trying to get stuff done, as you know. And what's left to do at this point is this whole side. This needs to be cut, you know, basically compounded, polished, waxed. The whole car needs to be waxed at this point, but I don't think I'm gonna go with wax. I think I'm gonna ceramic coat it. I need to do this pillar here. Previously in this video, I had already compounded the roof. I need to go ahead and polish, and I'm going to redo the hood and tops of the fenders. One thing I am kind of happy about, the floor mats that I originally showed you, they're gone. I sent them back, was not happy with them, but I got my new ones in, and I'm going to go ahead and pull these out and unbox them. All right, so I ordered these from American Muscle. They seem to be more of what I was looking for. This is the company they must have ordered them from. Probably a drop ship or something, but anyway, so far I actually like this better. The gold stitching just looks, it just doesn't suit me. If that's what you got, great. That's not what I wanted for my car. And this color actually looks like it matches the interior better, because this interior is actually not considered black. They call it dark charcoal, which is funny because the interior on my 99 Camaro is not considered black. They call it charcoal gray, and then they call this dark charcoal. So pretty cool. New floor mats are in. I'm going to take these out and check them out, see what they look like. All right, so there they are. Definitely a better look than what I had previously. You can see the darkness there. That's just from the carpet kind of being pushed up. Threads look a lot better. Threads look a lot better on this one too. Notice that little loop has no damage to it. And the rear ones are just normal, little tiny ones, but good. I'm happy with those. I'm not going to install them yet. I plan to install them once I go ahead and spend some time cleaning up the interior here. It's got some dirt down there. Just don't want to throw these floor mats over that kind of stuff. And I want to clean these jams really good. So it's enough talking. I'm going to go ahead and start getting to work. Alright, the whole driver's side is now compounded. It definitely looks a lot better than it did. I kind of realized about halfway through this side, I probably should have went with a little bit heavier of a foam pad as far as cutting goes. But I do like to take things slow when I'm doing this stuff so I don't burn through any paint. And I'm not gonna go ahead and up it at this point. So just work at it slowly, chipping away at it at a normal pace instead of trying to rush through stuff. And I think it just is gonna come out better that way. If I had a heavier cutting pad, I probably could have made it a little quicker. But again, I don't want to burn through anything, especially with the condition of it. But we'll see what the polish gets out at this point. There's still some stuff. You can see the scratch, I couldn't get that out, but I will see what I can get out with the polishing. So at this point, I got to polish the roof, this pillar, quarter panel, driver door, fender. And then all I'm going to have left is the bumper, the back of the trunk lid, the front of the bumper, and I'm gonna do the hood again, like I had said. So it gets tedious, and I'm kind of over it at this point, but it's looking a lot better, so I'm happy. I'm just about to start this video, and I think there's a cat on the roof of my garage. Yep, so there's definitely a cat on the roof of the garage for some reason. So at this point, I'm now done with the paint correction. Did I get everything out I wanted to? No. There was a lot of things I got out of the paint that I didn't think I was gonna get out. And then there were some things that I thought I'd get out and couldn't get out. So my only other option is to wet sand. Sorry, I'm like pouring sweat here. My only other option would be to wet sand the car, and I don't really want to do that. So right now I'm just going to leave it how it is. I do plan to actually replace the front bumper with a Terminator bumper, and I'm going to go ahead and do a new hood stripe, obviously. But when I do that, I think I'm just going to go ahead and have the hood sprayed when I get the bumper sprayed. But we'll see. That's down the road. Right now I still have some other touch-up things I want to do. Sorry for also wearing my Sunday best here. I have worked on so much stuff wearing this shirt. It looks horrible, but anyway. So now I'm just going to start doing some of the interior stuff that I wanted to do, getting the interior cleaned up. Going to do the engine bay. I'm not going to fit that into this video. And then I'm gonna get a couple extra shots so you can see the car now and cover some of the things that I already have done. The floor mats that I sent back, I haven't gotten a refund yet, so I'm gonna reach out to American Muscle and see what they're gonna do as far as giving me my refund. I hope they're not gonna kind of jerk me around. But yeah, just a little bit here and there, and I'm gonna clean the wheels up today. I'm gonna vacuum the interior and try and do something with that trunk mat, and that'll be it. Then I'm gonna move on to the engine bay at another point, so. All right, interior is clean. It has been detailed, and it has McGuire's protective interior, whatever. So interior is now done. Wheels are clean, and I haven't done the trunk mat yet, which I'm gonna get to. I'm probably just gonna pressure wash that and scrub it real good, but I'm this much closer. Another day, I feel accomplished. Engine bay, like I said, that's gonna be another day. And yeah, pretty excited. I'm this much closer. So this weekend, I think I'll be driving it. What's up, everybody? I am back. It's another day. I had mentioned previously in the video that I was going to ceramic coat the Mach 1. Usually I buy an actual ceramic coat to do that, but this time I am not. I'm gonna go with this, and the reason I chose to do this, it's a little bit debatable to some people as to why I would choose this over ceramic coat. Everybody's got their own opinion. This car isn't going to be outside very much. It's actually not going to see a lot of outside stuff, elements, rain, dirt, dust. It's just not. I'm lucky if I'll drive this car once or twice a month at best. With that being said, this is super easy to apply. And a lot of people say, well, it only lasts you a couple months anyway. No, that's not true at all. My 04 Marauder that I have is actually coated in that, and it lasts me well over a year, and I could still tell that it had some left on there. Does it wear out eventually? Sure, it does. But there is a trick to it that I do myself. I'm gonna fill this bucket full of water, just water only, and what I do is I take my microfiber towel, not specifically this one, but I take a microfiber towel, I'm going to soak the rag in the water, and then I'm going to spray the area that I'm doing with this Meguiar's ceramic wax spray. And I'm going to spray the area pretty thick with that spray. And then I'm going to take the wet microfiber towel and just smear it all over that panel. And what's gonna happen is it's going to basically glaze over that panel, and I'm gonna let it kind of sit for a few, let it dry out, let it create this haze over it. Then I'm going to take my other clean microfiber towel and I'm gonna wipe off the excess from there. Doing it that way, because ceramic is hydrophobic. I don't know what there's proper names for this crap. I wanna say it's hydrophobic. And the reason I'm doing it that way is because ceramic coats are activated through water, and when you apply them, they tell you to use water. Doing it this way, soaking a microfiber towel, and then spreading the product, it applies as much water as I need to basically keep it on there. And I'm willing to bet that in a solid year, I'll still have solid traces of this ceramic wax all over it. One thing I do also want to point out too is you see the ceramic bucket. This was the clean water that I had when I started this video on the ceramic video part of it. As you go through and rinse out your rag, it will leave that ceramic wax into that bucket. So when you dip your rag in the water, you're dipping it in ceramic wax spray water as it is. So you're soaking your rag and you're soaking the paint. So as you distribute it, you're distributing more than what you probably realize. And as you season off your drying towel, the one you use to remove product, you'll notice it comes off really easy and a lot smoother. So that's a huge benefit to it. It is so quick to add, and I am happy with it. Now in the video also, I have restored the basically the mirror housings, the cowl for the windshield wipers, my front grille area, which I know you can't really see, but the black part of the grille area there, and other little black pieces of trim. And a lot of people would probably just go ahead and replace them or maybe spray them or something. I gave this a shot. It's Chemical Guys Hydro Shield. This stuff was phenomenal. It takes almost nothing. I mean, just a little bit. I barely used any at all. And I spray the area. I take the microfiber towel, I rub it on there. This is of course after cleaning it really well, and it came out perfect. There's no streaks, there's no greasy spots, there's no any type, it looks brand new again. So I'm very happy with this. Again, that's Chemical Guys Hydro Shield. It basically makes old, faded, somewhat plastic look very good again, almost like new. And that's what I used for the mirror housings. And you can kind of see them here. They look like brand new again. And so does the cowl and that front grille. But enough talking. I'm gonna go ahead and fill my bucket full of water, and I'm gonna go ahead and get started. It's hot, it's Sunday. I gotta go to work tomorrow. We got a hurricane coming, so I wanna get this car done before the hurricane comes. As stupid as it sounds, even though it's indoor, when a hurricane hits, it does blow a lot of wind. These garages are not like completely sealed to where the wind won't get in and pick up some dust and throw it all over the car. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this done today, and I'll film a couple shots of me doing it, and then maybe if I have time, I'll take it out and try and get some outdoor shots of it. But the car looks a million times better already than what I got it. So I'm gonna go ahead and seal it. This will be my sealant, and that's all I'm gonna stick with, and then maintenance should be pretty easy from there. Might be kind of hard to tell in the camera, but just adding that ceramic has made a huge difference. This side is just looks so much better. than this side in person. So that gives you an idea, and you can tell there's definitely some ceramic wax on there. You can just feel it. And now we're gonna do the rest of the car. All right, so at this point, I finally got the car out of the garage. I finally got to drive it a little bit. This is only the second time I've drove the car. I was gonna wait and try and do something a little bit more official, but as you saw in this video, there's a hurricane coming, and we wanted to go ahead and try and get the car ceramic coated before the hurricane hit, just in case anything blows into the garage and ends up messing up the little bit of detail work that I spent the time on. So with the ceramic coat, it'll protect it inside of the garage if any moisture comes in, dust, or anything like that. So just to kind of show you, here's pretty much the finished product right now. The car is driving perfectly. It hasn't been moved. I got the car on July 11th. At this point, it's about the 7-week mark. Tomorrow will be actually 7 weeks. In that amount of time, I've worked a lot. I went out of town, got sick with Corona. All kinds of things have happened, but in those 7 weeks, I was able to manage getting out an 18-hour paint correction, 2 hours or so for other little odds and ends, and just doing some small work that I wanted to do to it aesthetically. I don't plan on doing any performance upgrades until I finish the looks of the car as a whole. I do plan to change over the hood stripe. I am going to swap it to a Cobra front bumper. I'm probably going to do the hood, maybe do a respray on the hood, I'm not sure just yet. But overall, the car runs and drives beautifully. I couldn't be happier with it. And now we're going to cover some of the things that I have done on the car at this point. All right. So one of the first things I did was I installed the hood struts, got rid of the prop. I didn't realize that the car only comes with a hood prop. I actually thought that it was factory to get shocks. So when I got this one, I realized that my black Mach one did have these shocks and struts, whatever, and brackets already put into the car. So that's why I thought it was factory. I went ahead and bought those, one of the first things I did for the car. Threw those on, and it's made a huge difference. I've started detailing some of the engine bay. It definitely looks a lot better. If we go over to the interior, of course the car's locked. Gotta love that. Oh, another thing I've done since getting the car is replace the key fob. The original one was just rough, it was busted. Nothing crazy about that, but it is something that I did do in a short amount of time. I went ahead and did a shifter knob, and the shifter knob is actually the style of the Cobra shifter knob, but in a 5-speed. And I definitely liked it. It went with the interior a little bit better. I thought it just kind of fit the interior better than what the factory one does. I did keep the factory one, and I do plan to eventually finish off polishing up and just keeping it. I ran with those floor mats. They match the interior much better than the ones you saw earlier in the video, and the rears look really good too. So those floor mats were not cheap. They were about 150 bucks. I've never paid that for floor mats, but I thought, you know what the heck, it looks pretty good, so I'll go with those. And aside from the paint correction, I've done some polishing on the wheels. I did do a little bit of restoration on the actual housings for the mirror, and those came out beautifully. If you notice, they look like brand new again. This cowl here as well, went ahead and did that over. I used that Hydro Shield like I showed you. Did this front trim piece, same thing. Cleaned up some of the interior part, or I'm sorry, the engine bay parts with it. These little grills, the inserts here on the side, I did those as well. The factory hood antenna wasn't very appealing, so I ended up scoring this for $9. It's got a little bit of carbon fiber on it. It was on Amazon, $9. I was like, you know, I'm gonna give that a shot. I do actually like that more than the factory hood, or I'm sorry, than the factory antenna. So I ran with that one. One of the other things I did do as well was replace those. Those are brand new. The factory ones must have broke at some time, and somebody installed some silver ones, and I went ahead and just got black ones and replaced them. They were easy to do. I have another video on the installation of those, and honestly, they look a lot better, not as flimsy. I do plan to respray these, make them look new again. Should be an easy job. So aside from the Cobra bumper, I do plan to keep modifying certain things. I plan to change over the exhaust. I'm gonna start with the catback first, just something I'm gonna do. The short throw shifter in this car does feel a little bit notchy, so I do plan to replace that. My other complaint was, if you watch the original video when I got the car, I was supposed to get new rotors and pads with the car from the owner that I got it from. He basically ghosted that offer, tried to lie to me. Anyway, I ended up just blocking the guy because he was one of the most irritating people I ever dealt with. So I'm just gonna go ahead and upgrade the brakes myself. I'll probably do cross-drilled and slotted rotors, obviously new pads. Real easy to do on these cars, and I do plan to paint the calipers. So the little bit of criticism that I did get on the car was my buddies were kind of messing with me about the wheels. They don't care for the wheels on the car. I actually like them. They're Celine wheels. You tell me what you think in the comments. I like them, but everybody's telling me I should swap them out. I think I'm gonna go with the FR500 wheel, and obviously some new tires just because. So in the comments, tell me what you think of those wheels. If you think they look good on the car, let me know. If you don't, let me know. So at this point, if you've watched the whole video, I appreciate it. This took a lot of time, a lot of work and effort on my part. What?
Move, Dad, you're like getting on the car.
I know, because you've got the camera. So at this point, if you've watched the whole video, I definitely appreciate it. I'm going to be doing an update video on my Z06, the C6 Z06, the black car that's always sitting in the back of the garage. I know I keep promising it, but I do have a video coming as soon as I do a starter. I actually made a whole nother ending to this video, and it just seemed rushed and messed up. The hurricane coming threw a wrench into everything, and I'm like, you know what, I gotta go take this car out and drive it before I end up having it sit for another week because of the hurricane and everything like that. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. To my current subscribers, the people who are constantly on my comments and just throwing good vibes towards me, I appreciate that. A lot of hard work went into this car so far, and I'm nowhere near being done. So if you want to follow the progress, who knows where this build's gonna go. I think it's gonna come out really nice. Like I said, I do have some modifications for the future. So if you like and subscribe, you'll get to see what comes for the car as time goes on. I do want to plan to get ready for Turkey Rod Run that's coming up, and FL2K, both huge events in the car stuff down here in Florida. So I will have some videos of those coming up too, and just cruising with some buddies who have some really nice cars as well. Thank you again for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.